Who is saying?
They did come. I mention what here for. I mention Obia or share we. I think that 30 days into new government. So far so good because near mana I can't say the first 120 days or by no. I think that much of it has been taken care of so far, and Adeba Kwana Ghana for sure has to do with the bloated size of government. And the promise was to cut down the size of government. I think that particular promise, has been delivered.
Okay.
And ministers, assisted. I've listened to a lot of argument from different people as to whether say what cost-cutting effect or not. But my case, whichever way you analyze and look at it, now the amount of money we spend on individuals are clearly a choice that the state is going to pocket some significant funds are relocated to other areas. There is this thing that is trending on social media. The SIC boss now or say on so we hear your friends say amount of money involved, clothing allowances near one person entitled to in this country. Clearly you could see say be a more dama na de bekasha because
you're more dama
to mean sasa near my way and farmer one individual because or a CEO. Now, a lot of people out there are suffering. Amount for your national service near almost 700 Ghana cities. Now, will be clothing allowance, entertainment allowance, can pay about 10 national service personnel. Clearly, we are not thinking straight as individuals. And why am I not born? Because of the greed of those in power. Because Obia person or satisfying an individual is entitled to over 70,000 Ghana cedi. Your friends say a salary, and the gap between those at the top sabi human crown more grounds no more now her salary at the average Ghanaian is taking explaining the disparity in terms of economic growth and as for them. So I think some of these things now government are very bold or cut down the size of government, will definitely know a bit me at it a cost, so my culture say beside everything, so no. A sound was symbolic effect because now one of the concerns and Ghana for a raise and all cut it down size, actually say government are heeded to that particular call from Ghanaians and then as a forum and personnel are do more about buying more. I can't say much about it because and about culture say when people are in opposition they are different people altogether. When they get into power it's a different ball game altogether. So I'm not going to judge somebody based on the other but now, I will judge people based on what they are doing when they get there. That is the most important thing. That is why I find it so hard to understand why people go on social media jubilate because we've been given position that kind of. We need to focus on the mandate that has been given to us, how we are going to deliver. Because I've told you, sir, a Herculean task that has been handed to whoever, and we need to make sure, sir. Or more people go contrary to established rules and regulations, will face the consequences. That is why we need to establish that conventional deterrence as a framework. We are government official now. These are the consequences that will guard people, and I think that they will work within a certain frame. And aside that, I think there is wouldn't be much to say about. And I know about Kwamba has to do with the Western Central Regional Tour.
Okay.
I one marketer that was started in the previous administration. President Mahama has made a clear commitment that he will make sure that particular project will be completed. I'm told that the old contractor was called upon and he was given assurance that he should continue. And Sanema when Indian Sadia as a yes going forward because a bimbi started project one kodo a wura and also one could pa and ordinary sika ye a Ghana for a sika a be a taxes a be a bossing and yakwa they started that particular project. So we are buying us a wuti fear. There is no reasonable justification to abandon such project. Now won't start a new one. Ye who the neck also our new a DBS. Abrana the previous government na kwaje asase na all sports stadium olusu power na MPP buy na omoso baby a site na wona na omoso kwaje another site omoso sports stadium na obi say sika no wo ma mesika na akobre na wunya ya menye so obi bia betim de ye saa se be ensem hunu no but anam say oman na de na panyini bia na oni oman no at the time ntino these people did these things and in the end the two stadium no be no wa etimi wie ye hu de course o sagleme project I say sika no mo je so mo di si adan no anso enti no they need to account for it. You see adan no our lifespan se nipa no mo si dan na so mo di sika so mo ayedan yo adan no once esi ho no you need to put it to good use and make sure say subsequent checks be as a we bia no because adan no nipa timo nipa ntimo. If you want to check anything for corruption, you can still go ahead to do it. But unfortunately, we had a very clueless, unintelligent government that sat down in this country for 8 good years. And we are share Emma Saglime project, right in front of us. And then, Oko building na, Dudona, Niama Newum, Dudona saying, Abra Obesi, Awefra Baimu, then ye decided to sell it to a private individual. And that's how a canon as for a cost was agreement. So that is why I'm saying, sir, if the previous government was accusing Omomusi diners for causing financial loss to the state, yeah, Omodia act, foolishly, a cause of financial loss to the state. So I think, sir, Sanyama Wayne, why people took those decisions, the cost involved, and how our Atimia affected with the people. The people of this country must be interested. Sebaya, you bet him the red lines be a sign, ho. Sebaya, we are buying now bar. You will be compelled to complete project or be started here. You would acquire our Afari Hospital, state of the art medical village. Buying established Kumase. As Anyaman was going to benefit the people of Kumasi, and say about to a motto, majority now a vote for the MPP. And this way, our buying us a winning Yansa Krana, Anya Shin, says a Afari Air Hospital near we are. The Kumasi people will benefit. The Kufuor government sat down in this country for 8 good years, abandoned that particular project, and now call her. Neman, I'm told, say. Edu baby no na health minister sa neema ho de call the private hospitals na say for no the Afari hospital no am benefit obia so and now we new government no show commitment say the previous project no mo ye no obeto so I think say we need to pat his back and give him the support and assurance to go ahead na yenye because neema we nyina be boa Ghana for ye wiram fi kura no baka e-blocks
okay
e dia ka nwuram at some point in time na government and your friends a school for go green, go red, go this. Not you said the major challenge has to do with the infrastructural deficit and war in our schools. Government was priding itself, so oh, yeah, the free SHS aba and Kranobeko school or more dorsal. But obia we a reasonable person, bia you understand policy, bia you know, say whenever you open the floodgate, it is free, the numbers will expand.
Right,
and definitely no, it's going to put pressure on those who be going to tertiary when they complete. Abino anhunyan sase sebi tertiary require expand because obi we secondary school tertiary makato say yenkono nsuo so na yenkoro asore dem yekono tertiary institution so you need to factor it as a policy we now to know say you build those systems there. Expansion, you are not going to put pressure on Legon, you are not going to put pressure on UCC and other universities when you know say accommodation itself is an issue. And University of Ghana student now you be a porter no tumna sa wo pay room. So we mistake we delay 1 minute to crowd baby na.
That's right.
That is a problem. So sa neema we nyina yan to ye nian. So I think that these are neema as a approach na you making sure say you bet me a certain legal framework be regulate some of these things. Now you attach consequences to it. So we are buying over. Now say you sit aloof and watch state. You fancy a project. Then near be say to essay because you think then you're not starting. There must be consequences, and we the people should be interested and make sure say people who do that are penalized. Aside penalizing them during elections, there must be also a way making sure that we force and compel people to do the right thing because at the end of the day, Nipa na kwatina nche no, enye on the sofa. Aye the people. So far so good. I think that the government is on right track, and I'm just hoping say they will go the way they are going. Because whenever you are in opposition, we are seeing in our team in our part of the world. The very moment Nipa power pet. Common sense has a way of getting lost. So people begin to do things in a way sometimes you begin to wonder. I just wish that things will continue this way. And never in the past, issues like Galamsey, issues like Constitution, which the president has really set up a committee or more working on it. Critical issues. The last time I catch out about when it comes if you come to the social realm. one major issue affecting people in Accra now. We a young person that has to do with renting. Say your friends a house owner and a landlord that you cannot take more than 6 months from people, but people are taking 2 years advance. And then as for one Emra Okruma, we need a proper framework to be able to restructure some of these things and make sure say state may register then free. There must be meaning red control if they have a system to do this thing, so that people will not even rent room directly from your friends a landlord, but there should be a system about me check not government bet me add taxes on those things. Sabi bet me monitoring as for but and system no sabi nipan tanase nwene nkwa achirinti no, some of these avenues can generate a lot of money because people rent room to people, they pocket the money, they decide to charge whichever amount they want.
Tax on
no, but if we give this thing to a regulatory agency, determine prices and amount how the person is going to pay it, I think that formalizing these things, it will create employment for some people, because there will be people who will be moving in to check on some of these things. And at the end of the day, we can even deal with the unemployment situation. So I think the government must be ready to set up a thinking shop.
To set up
a thinking shop where people will convey, express ideas, and government will be willing to tap into some of these things. But power ni nyamba penny build the wall around us. A few people within the circles no kwana have access to power decide. So I know the day what team nani pa no mo twa ho no nim nyansa. I know the day you see the whole government. That is it. That is exactly what happened in Akufo-Addo's administration. Few people, the whole governance structure be like a snake pit. People were fighting for survival. People who were close, and yanso your power no you need to please the king. So Obia ye the obey beer to catch the king's eye.
Nanado yasa or him that you to be man pa.
Yes. And a praise singing bootlickers, hallelujah choruses, tembia yen singing the praises to the Lord. And that is why we are here. So I think that going forward, the government should be very accommodative. Not only amenable to criticisms, reason and wisdom and alternative ideas being expressed by people. It doesn't matter whether the person is MPP, CPP or whatever. As long as Ghana or Ghana need we need to factor, because my culture says governance is a public enterprise. Wisdom and Nibaku team. You need to avail yourself to be able to get exposed to some of these things. Now build a wall around you. I know the day you'll be living in an island. Nobody will take you serious. A time will come. You realize what disconnect you from the people. You'll be sitting somewhere and the people will be somewhere. That is exactly what happened in the Akufo-Addo administration. That people thought because Alaska, it got to a point everybody are folding the arms and you're watching the government from a distance. We weren't part of it. But government, you lose your power the very day citizens a disconnected trust and confidence in what you're doing. They're just watching you to fail. And I think that is what we're expecting. Then next issue.
Anyone member. Right. Episode live on the radio on 2.3. Mitra Mehwaba. Now if you got the graph to her, no so share my first 30 days in office. Maybe see here.
Minua, afei ma menka me remu mu aso ahunu a menyaye wo Safari Valley Eco Park in Trail. Emra ye duro pe akwantifo akwankyerefo a won ho akokwa agye yen de yemfa akwan a ye befa so nya so ahunu